Three, two, one.
Now recording.
Hello and welcome back to the Timeout Corner Podcast. My name is JJ and I will be hosting alongside my glorious co-host, Alfie.
Hello. How are we today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I got a good amount of sleep, which is not very usual considering school.
That's fair. That's fair. It's always nice.
Yeah.
We're recording this on a Saturday. It's always nice to be able to sleep in on the weekend and get some nice rest before having to go back to the same old in the week.
Yes.
As if you're watching or listening to this, you may notice we missed probably 3 weeks or something. We just forgot. We forgot, and then schedule differences. But we're here now, so sorry about that inconsistency.
Yeah, but
also,
hey, we're here.
Yeah, but also you're the viewer, so view what you get.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be patient. Appreciate what we're giving to you. We don't have to do this, you know.
Yeah, and if you do have a problem with our inconsistency, email us or comment, because guess what? We'll still win because engagement. So you're kind of at a low point there, viewers. Your move. All right. How's the weather? How's the weather where you are? I heard there was a cold front going around the United States right now.
Right now it's pretty sunny, but I know for the past few days it was raining pretty hard. The just near the end of the week, it was raining really hard. It was coming down.
Sheesh.
But
any freezing temperatures or anything, or just rain?
Mostly just rain. We haven't had any freezing temperatures for a little while, at least in my area. It doesn't really get that cold. I think the lowest I've seen it during the day was probably close to freezing, like 35, maybe at freezing.
That's not bad. It gets pretty. It didn't get super cold, but it did get pretty chilly here. There was a little bit. It was not really snow, but more like slush or an ice, which was uncommon. But it didn't stay for very long, thankfully.
That's good.
Yes. Personally, I prefer the winter over the summer. I'd rather be in the cold where I can put on more layers than in the heat where I can only take off so many before I get arrested.
I agree, but the only thing I really wish that it was flipped with summer and winter is getting sick more frequently.
That's true. Also, I feel like a lot of places aren't as open. Certain stores and whatnot will be seasonal or more popular during the summer. And they kind of get neglected during the winter, I would feel like. Also, a lot of people don't want to go out and do things in the winter. I'm not a fan of that. I wish more people would.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends on the activities based on the weather. No one's going to the beach in December.
That's true. Hey, you get the whole beach to yourself if you can withstand it.
If you can withstand.
Yeah, you're out there just by yourself. Just enjoying the freezing cold ice ocean on your face, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe if you're Russian, you could just survive that.
Yeah, just some vodka is all you need. Vodka. And just some raw beef, maybe.
I remember there was this one there's a video of this I'm seeing it as
if you're watching on YouTube, you can see we have a special guest. Our co-host Alfie's dog is in the background. He's playing with a toy, and he's having the time of his life right now. What's her name? What is her name?
We couldn't agree on a name. It was just going back and forth, so we just stuck with her initial name, which is love bug.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Puppy?
Yeah. Yes, it's like 7 months.
Very nice, very nice. She's having the
Yeah.
time of her life with that little toy. She's
Yeah.
swinging it around. If you're listening on Spotify, look at the timestamp and go check it out on YouTube because it was adorable.
Yes.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
I think we were talking about the weather. Russians, vodka.
Oh yeah, I remember this video of this guy. He was like doing an ice bath, and he was all like, with a Russian accent, and he had his vodka, and he was like eating ice cream, and he was just like, it was
Just
like
in the ice
freezing. Yeah,
Dude,
it was like freezing,
I
like
don't-
0 degrees Celsius or
Russians are
Fahrenheit.
insane, dude. Like any video you see, I mean, it'll be like slightly low quality, I feel like, but it'll be like them doing just wild stuff you didn't even know was possible.
Riding a bear.
Yeah, if you're watching or listening to this and you're like a Russian, email us and we'll have you on as a guest. We'll interview you if you can speak English because we can't speak Russian.
Yeah, you got to be like really like in the the group we're talking about, like doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, you have to be a cool Russian. You can't just be a
cool.
Be a normal Russian. You have to be an alcoholic Russian that does crazy stuff and survives.
Alcoholic. Bring your vodka on.
Yes, drink it on the podcast. We'll just watch you get drunk and ask you questions.
Here, hold on one sec.
Okay. Let's see here. Looks like let me look at these articles while he's be right back. I'm gonna pull up. Okay, I got an article for us here. You ready? This comes from.
I pull it up too.
This comes from AP News. It says the heist of 100,000 eggs in Pennsylvania becomes a whodunit that police have yet to crack. I would like to comment on the wordplay. Yet to crack is great way to word that due to the nature of what was stolen. Okay, so it looks like here.
Oh, I'm trying to find it. But who is it by?
AP News. Here, I'll just. It's right here. In the channel where I just dropped it.
Okay,
right.
cool. Ugh.
The heist of 100,000 eggs from the back of a trailer in Pennsylvania has become a whodunit that police have yet to crack. 4 days after the yet to crack. 4 days after the theft that law enforcement say could be tied to the sky high cost of eggs, no leads have come in. If you live in America, eggs are very expensive right now. Like $20 a dozen in some places, which is outrageous. Like that's nuts.
Yes.
This is police are following up. Oh, we're relying on leads from people from the community. So if you live in Pennsylvania, and you know, and your buddy just wildly obtained a large number of eggs, turn them in, or split them with him and threaten, blackmail him, and be like, hey, share some of them eggs, and I won't turn you in. And then, eggs. Okay, let's see here. It says, police are following up on any possible witnesses and looking into surveillance footage that could help them identify the perpetrator as they race to solve the mystery. Quote, in my career, I've never heard of 100,000 eggs being stolen. This is definitely unique, said Frazier, who has a dozen years on the job. That's convenient. It says bird flu is forcing farmers to slaughter millions of chickens a month, pushing U.S. egg prices to more than double their cost than in the summer of 2023. And it appears there may be no relief in sight with Easter approaching. The average price per dozen eggs nationwide hit $4.15 in December. That is not quite as high as the $4.82 record set 2 years ago. But the agricultural department predicts egg prices are going to soar another 20% this year. So right now, on average, they're around $5 a dozen, which is nuts.
Wait, is that nationwide?
Yeah, nationwide. So nationwide, they're about $4.15 on average. But I've seen them sold not from stores but secondhand for way more. Like people are upselling them. People who own chickens and selling eggs, upselling them ridiculously. The egg stolen, 100,000, was worth about $40,000, which means that the crime is a felony. That is a ridiculously large amount of eggs, dude. How
Are
do
they
you?
like gonna sell them?
I
What are you
don't. I
gonna do
don't
with all them?
know.
Just eat like
Eggs
all
will go
those eggs?
bad after quite a while. I think. Let's see how long
Yeah,
before. How
a
long?
100,000. I almost want to see like how much that is. Like just a lot.
A few weeks in the
Trucks.
refrigerator, and so if they freeze them, then they can last up to 1 year. If you freeze the eggs in a freezer, but in the fridge, it's like a few weeks, and I'm sure probably less room temperature.
Hold on. Hold on.
Yes,
For up to a year, you said.
yes, but their quality
Divided by
will decline, but they're still safe to eat up to a year after freezing.
about 274 eggs a day to complete 100,000.
Oh my gosh,
You're gonna eat that much.
there's
Maybe
no
he has a
way.
really, really big family.
Yeah, it's a bunch
He
of
just shares it with everybody.
a bunch of Mexicans. They just That's not racist. It's just Mexicans have large families.
Yeah.
I'm
Which isn't a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad thing. I support families. Um, honestly, I'm impressed. How do you even sneak away with 100,000 eggs? Like that's insane.
Just a huge that guy's a little suspicious.
Yeah, out of the back of a trailer. They stole it off of a truck. It was in transit. It was like
They're just like on foot. We're just like in
the truck driver had to have been in on it. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Unless he
Yeah, maybe
stopped
he's like
somewhere.
a
Maybe they
core.
backed up another trailer to it, just did the swap while he was like taking a bathroom break.
You know, have you seen Despicable Me?
Yes.
You know when the Vector flies over and like it steals the shrinking ray from
Yes, that's
Theo.
that's how it was. They cut into the top of the truck and just sent a guy down.
Yes.
Yes. Just 100,000 though.
That's so wild. No, either he's really bad at his job or he had to be in on it.
Yeah, there's no way.
Had eggs out of all things to steal. $40,000. It would have been better to take like half of like $20,000 just in general. I don't know. That's wild.
Insane. I don't at what.
What was his motive? Maybe to sell them to like
It's
lower
got to be
income people.
to sell them. There's no way.
Like for lower prices.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
He
like
just eats them all. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised.
that's over 8,000 dozen. So 8,000
Yeah.
over 8,000 individual dozens of eggs. He stole, or they. It had to have been a team. There's no way one dude pulled this off.
Wait, what is this? It's just a heist.
I wonder if.
One man.
Yeah. You think they stole them in the cartons, or you think they like the truck driver opened the back and saw the cartons was like, oh, it's just a normal thing, and then they opened them up, they're all empty, replaced with fake eggs,
Oh, I see.
like decoy eggs in the cartons.
I feel like that'd be hard to transfer all of them. Like pour them onto like a big pot or something, like a bunch of pots.
Yeah, but even then, you'd have so many break. Yeah, and there was a fact that they did it so smooth that the police have nothing to go off of. They're asking the people for any witnesses or information at all. They have nothing. And these people
I
just
feel like it would have been pretty quick to have some witnesses.
that is a
But
yeah.
was it like, in broad daylight?
I don't know. They didn't specify they didn't specify where. I imagine the truck driver just pulled up and was like, "Oh, start unloading them. Oh, we're missing 100,000."
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Somebody lost their job. That's that's nuts. Oh wait, this article was February 5th. Today's date is February 15th.
10 days ago.
10 days. Let's see if they've made any
From
developments.
this. Oh,
Oh, it was still nothing. No updates.
that sucks.
Yeah, they got nothing. That's insane. People are just making memes about it. This one says, This is a stick up. Hand over the loot. No, not the cash. The good stuff. Give me the eggs. Don't call the cops either. 100,000 eggs were stolen, leaving officers scrambling to crack this. Don't make any jokes about this. You have to be on crack to steal 100,000 eggs. Oh my gosh. People are just making fun of this poor egg company.
I mean, how do you do that?
I will say that is heavy on the driver's fault. Because how do you not notice that? That's 100,000 eggs. And you have to be careful with them. You can't just toss eggs around.
Yeah.
They're gonna start getting the eggs in the vehicles that they move bank money with, the armored trucks and stuff. Just gonna be full of eggs.
My gosh, what kind of society are we living in that we have to do that?
Yeah, exactly. I never would have ever expected like a heist of just eggs, and such a large amount too. That's nuts.
Yeah, not gold, not money,
No.
eggs. Maybe this was a man from a foreign country where eggs are their currency.
Yes. He's like, I just
Some
hit the
island
jackpot.
in the Caribbean.
He's like mailing them. I just hit the jackpot, boys. We're rich. I imagine it's like a bank heist movie where they have like a table with like a map spread out, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna go left. You distract the driver. We'll come up on the back." It was just
So like in GTA,
yes,
the heist.
yes. One man on the getaway driver grabs the eggs.
Yeah.
Because there's no other possible. This was not like an impulsive thing. You can't impulsively steal 100,000 eggs. That's crazy. I wonder how many broke in the process too.
Yeah. Because if you did like you were saying earlier about a carton versus like taking out the eggs individually,
Yeah,
they would probably crack
exactly.
a lot.
Oh yeah.
Or just like maybe there was there wasn't, but if there was like a getaway chase.
Yeah, throwing eggs out the window behind him to hit the cop windshields. I'll distract him. No, you're throwing the loot.
That is wild.
Oh my
This whole thing.
It's like Mario Kart.
Just on the windshield. You're trying to using your wipers. Your whole windshield is just with the yolk. God, that would smell bad too.
Oh yeah, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say on the matter?
Why?
Yeah, exactly. What's
why.
the motive? Are you gonna sell them? Are you gonna eat them? If you stole the eggs and you're listening to the podcast or watching it right now, email us. We're curious why. We won't turn you in unless there's a reward money.
Yeah.
Just email it to us and we will tell you, and we will anonymously air your motive.
Or make this our third guest.
Yeah, your third guest. We'll put we can distort your voice and like no camera.
Yeah.
So you
We
won't
just
be
want to know
identified.
why.
Yeah, we just want to know. We'll interview you.
I mean, we're cool with you, but just
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, it's a felony, but just why?
Yeah.
Was it really worth it? Was the payoff what you wanted? All right, let's see. Moving on to the next article here. This one comes from MSN. Oh, the New York Post. Mexico threatens Google with legal action over Gulf of America name change. So, for context for the viewers, if you aren't from America or you just haven't been paying attention to the news, they changed the Gulf of Mexico's official name to the Gulf of America. And I believe Google, as of right now, is the only thing, like Google Maps and Google Earth, are the only things to have changed it officially. I looked at Apple Maps yesterday on my phone, and it still said Gulf of Mexico. So I don't know how. Do you know if it's set in paper?
I think mine.
Is it official?
I mean, how official really can it? Or I mean,
Like,
like
like from now on, our history
like in
books.
government documents
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Has it been officially signed yet?
for for my phone or on Apple Maps and Google Maps it says Gulf of America.
Oh, sweet. Okay, then yeah, it's got to be official then. If they've all changed
Well,
it.
I mean, probably just America. I
Oh,
don't know
probably,
if,
yeah.
or I don't know if it depends on location or just the app, because I don't know if British users with Apple Maps, if it says Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, if you live outside of the United States, write in and tell us what your Google says. I wonder if people in Mexico, I wonder if they're changed.
No, no. You mean like in the app?
Yeah,
Oh, I
because it
don't know.
says here
They're
Mexico
definitely
is
not
threat.
calling it that
Yeah,
on a
I'm gonna
personal level.
I'm gonna call it that from now on. The Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So Mexico is threatening them with a lawsuit. Google, the company, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but didn't Google sue Russia for an unfeasible amount of money recently?
When? Oh, recently?
No, other way around. Russia fined Google um the number I'm looking at right now is a 2 followed by 36 zeros. It's an undecibel amount of money. Undecibel.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Undecibillion or something like that. It's there's not enough money in the entire world to pay that. If everybody put all their money together, there's not enough in rotation.
I think the world economy is over 100 trillion.
Yeah, this is past that. And Russia fined Google that. So Russia is seeking okay, we got a little off topic, but this is a very entertaining story. This is this was October 31st, 2024 when this article was thinking. And I think it's official. I don't think people in Russia can access Google anymore because Google was faced with either paying this fine, which is impossible, or not having their services available in Russia. I think. We'll see. Google reportedly owes the Kremlin more than 2 undecillion rubles, a 2 followed by 36 zeros, after refusing to pay fines that are now occurring for blocking pro-Russian channels on YouTube. The virtually unpronounceable penalty amounts to 20 decibel, or about 20 billion trillion. That dwarfs the size of the global economy. The world. It looks like the world in rotation has about 110 trillion right now. It says.
Yeah.
Google, the company that owns Google, is worth about 2 trillion total, which doesn't even touch. It barely even touches the global economy. It would wreck it, but it wouldn't be. So there's no way, even if Google sold their company, they couldn't even touch this number.
No.
It says Kremlin spokesman admitted that he, quote, can't even pronounce the figure right. He's just the person suing. He can't even pronounce how much money. But it was filled with symbolism. Google should not be restricting the actions of our broadcasters. So Google was restricting pro-Russian channels on YouTube, which they own YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's all one thing. But they were blocking them in some way, and Russia did not like that. So they're fining them because it's, I don't know, free speech, maybe something with Google's terms of service where they can't block it, something. So they're fining them as a country, but it's just a crazy. Oh, it looks like there are different areas of Google. So there's an American Google, a Russian Google, all that. Russian Google had to file for bankruptcy.
Damn.
So you can't. So Russian Google just doesn't exist anymore.
How do they search things up?
I think there's got to be other search platforms. But look, I'm gonna send this number in the channel. Look at that number. That's how much they're being fined for. That's ridiculous, dude. That's not. It's a 2 with 36 zeros. They had to have just made that number up Please, it's wild. Anyway, so Russia, the country, fined Google. So I'm sure that that's what Mexico's trying to accomplish too. But we'll see going into this article.
Well, maybe not for that much money.
Yeah.
Double it.
Yeah. It's like a competition to see. Every country does it. Just puts Google completely out of commission.
Yes.
I think you have to have a reason though. So I am very curious about the legalities behind it. There's got to. I mean, Russia probably found some sort of loophole where it's like you can't actually block my pro things or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said Thursday that her government wouldn't rule out filing a civil lawsuit against Google if it maintains the stance of calling the stretch of sea between northeastern Mexico and the southeastern side, or in the southeastern United States, the quote Gulf of America. The area, long named the Gulf of Mexico across the world, has gained a geopolitical spotlight in recent weeks after President Donald Trump declared he would change the Gulf's name. Claudia, in her morning press conference on Thursday, said the president's decree is restricted to the quote continental shelf of the United States. Because Mexico still controls much of the Gulf, we have sovereignty over our continental shelf. So they're arguing that because they still do so much workings there, they should have a part of like a say. But I'm pretty sure, in terms of borders, I believe America owns the majority of it, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least it's considered part of America. Sure. Not all of it.
Well, yeah, I know definitely.
Yeah.
We have a lot of it, but
I think a lot of more land mass of America is touching it than Mexico is. But I can't tell. I'm not sure exactly, but it just kind of looks like it because you got like Texas up to Louisiana, then Florida. All that is all touching it, but then also like a lot of Mexico. So it's tough. Claudia said that despite the fact that her government sent a letter to Google saying that the company was quote wrong and that quote the entire Gulf of Mexico cannot be called Gulf of America, the company has insisted on maintaining the name. It was not immediately clear where such a suit would be filed. So basically, what Mexico is saying is that you can't call the entirety of it the Gulf of America because they still use part of it, but Google's like, nuh-uh. Google reported last month on its Twitter account, on its X account, formerly Twitter, whatever, that it maintains a quote long-standing practice of applying name changes when they have been updated in official government sources. So it was updated in an official government source, so they did what they've always done, where they just updated it according to the government. It would appear as the Gulf of Mexico in many other countries across the world as it appears as. So it says both in other countries, yeah. So it'll say Gulf of America and then Gulf of Mexico and then Gulf of America if you're looking at it in a different country.
Yeah, there's if you I don't know if you're looking at the same thing. If you scroll down a bit, it'll show in the U.S. it's Gulf of America, in Mexico it's Gulf of Mexico. The rest of the world it's Gulf of Mexico, but in parentheses Gulf of America.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. So that's what they're doing in parentheses. In other parts of the country. That's weird. So I guess that goes along with what we were saying about Google having different outposts per se, like the Russian one that had to file break.
Is this Apple or that's probably Google?
What?
In that video.
Oh, I haven't looked at the video yet. I'm not there yet. It says
right. Well, I mean, it just shows like in the first second if you scroll down, it's a Fox video.
Looks here. I can't tell.
Is it not there for you? It's right in the picture of Trump.
I can't. Yeah, I can't tell if it's America or if it's Apple or Google. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know.
Claudia has repeatedly defended the name Gulf of Mexico, saying its use dates to 1607, and is recognized by the United Nations. She has also mentioned that according to the Constitution of Apatzingán, I probably butchered it. Do you know how to pronounce that?
Patsindian. I don't know.
It was basically part of Mexico's first constitution. The North American territory was previously identified as Mexican American. Claudia has used the example to poke fun at Trump and underscore the international implications of changing the Gulf's name. In that sense, Claudia said on Thursday that the Mexican government would ask Google to make a Mexican America pop up on the map when searched, but it's not the first time Mexicans and Americans have disagreed on the names of key geographic areas, such as the border river between Texas and the Mexican states of Chihuahua and a few other places. Mexico calls it Rio Bravo, and the United States calls it Rio Grande. This week,
I didn't even know that was a disputed.
Yeah, neither
name.
did I.
I always thought it was just Rio Grande.
Me too. It's probably because we're American. They're probably over there being the same people are over there being like, "Oh, I didn't know it was disputed. I thought it was just
doesn't
Rio
even
Bravo."
sound like an American.
Yeah, Grande sounds more Mexican than Bravo.
Yeah,
That's
well,
weird.
even then, it doesn't even sound just American in any way.
Yeah. This week, the White House banned AP reporters from several events, including some in the Oval Office, saying it was because of the agency's news agency's policy on the name. AP is using Gulf of Mexico, but also acknowledging Trump's renaming of it as well to ensure the names of geographical features are recognizable across the world. So, in a nutshell, Trump changed the name, which I believe he has every right to. I don't think he violated anything. He changed the name to the Gulf of America. Mexico does not like it. Google, following the law, not the law, but like their own thing and the official government report, changed it to the Gulf of America. And Mexico doesn't like that Google did that. So now Mexico is considering suing them. What's your take on it?
I honestly don't care what it's called. Like it could be either way, but I just think it's funny how people are getting really upset over it.
I agree.
And also how like she thinks like it's a big thing that what do you call it? That like she's like, oh well, we'll call these states Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Mexican
trying to like
America.
retaliate almost.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like a contest almost. Like they're taking it like too like they're too prideful with it almost. They're not like looking at it like how it is. They're trying to like make it personal almost, it feels like, in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, well, you want to do that? Well, I'll do this. You know what I mean? Before you know it,
yeah,
there's a war.
Yeah, it's
and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
well, it just doesn't make
Mexico
sense to go like
loses.
tit for tat on this.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't make sense. Do you think either of them are in the wrong? Like Trump changing it or Mexico complaining that it was changed? Or do you think that they both are coming from valid points? Because I think that I can understand both sides. I'm in the same boat as you, where I don't really care either way what it's called, but I can understand Trump's stand on America, I believe, does work more in the Gulf of America than Mexico does. But also, I can understand Mexico being like, "Oh, but it's been called that for years." Since like they're saying since 1607.
Yeah.
So I can understand them not wanting it to change, but also, it doesn't really sound like they have like the power to make it not change. If that makes sense.
Wait. Since 1607?
Yeah, they said something about it being called that since 1607, or maybe, actually, it may have been talking about how there's disputes about since 1607. Let's see. Yeah.
Well, Mexico wasn't even a country till after the United States was.
Its use. That portion of water's use has been used since 1607.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was a name since 1607.
No.
Is that what it's saying?
No, I think it's saying that Mexico.
Oh, let me find that.
Yeah, I think it says
16.
it says Claudia has repeatedly defended the name Gulf of Mexico, saying its use dates to 1607 and is recognized by the United Nations. That's all it says. I don't know if she's implying that it was the name or if Mexico's used it since then or what, but 1607 apparently is her argument.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what they were saying, or not. About how it was just in use. So I mean that makes sense because it was that was like the period of when Europeans were really making their colonies in the Americas.
That's true.
With the French and the Dutch and the British and the Spanish. That was mostly North America, though.
So then, yeah, what's your take on it? In terms of who's in the right, who's in the wrong, are either of them in the wrong, etc.
I don't really think the actions themselves are wrong. I think it's just more like the attitude. Like it's just something that you could really rage bait people about. Like they're just people on the end of the spectrum who you could really make mad by saying the Gulf of America.
That's true.
When it's just it could be either way. But hold on one second.
Yeah. All right. I will fill the silence while he takes his little break. Let's see here. So it looks like last episode was about a month ago. It was January 11th is when we recorded last. It is now February 15th. We apologize for the over a month delay. Last episode we recorded live. We are curious, as hosts, we're curious what you guys prefer. Do you prefer live, where you can watch it on Twitch and then listen to it afterwards on YouTube and Spotify? Or are you fine with just the recorded Spotify and YouTube? Which ones do you guys prefer for interactions and stuff like that? We're curious to hear in the comments or we have our email. We should have our email in the description of every video on every platform. Also, we have a Discord server where the link will be right there by the email. I think it's on Spotify. I think YouTube. I have enough consistency that I was able to put external links onto YouTube, Spotify, YouTube. We used to be on Apple Podcasts, but they did not like us, so we're no longer on there. So if you're looking for us on there, you're gonna have to get Spotify Premium or normal Spotify, whatever is required for podcasts, or it's free on YouTube. YouTube is just the video version. I believe YouTube is generally unedited and uncut. We add the intro. No, we don't even add the intro anymore. It's just the straight up VOD. We got the whole thing. So you're watching just unadulterated us on YouTube, whereas Spotify's trimmed down a little bit more convenient. We got the intro, we got the outro music made by me, and I think we have been doing polls on Spotify as well, which it'll pop up in the description if you scroll a little bit more. But yeah, you can find all of the links in both descriptions. Let us know what you prefer. If you prefer live, if you prefer pre-recorded, all of that. Let us know. And we're back. Okay. Hello. So.
Might have to go again, but we'll see.
Okay. That's fine. So.
Okay, what were we talking about right before?
I was just curious, your overall opinion. You think it's silly that they are getting so worked up, per se, or so frustrated by it, when in reality it's not as big of a deal as they're making it out to be?
Well, yeah, but another thing I wanted to say is that, like, they've, like, a lot of, like, certain things have also been changed by, I mean, this is total, like, Democrat versus Republican thing, but I've noticed that people who are more on the left or supportive of the Democratic Party have also changed certain things.
That's true.
Like, mountains or monuments, or even I remember in like 2020 or 2021 there's a school in San Francisco. It was called the Abraham Lincoln High School, but they changed it to the Harriet Tubman High School.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was a school in my area that was very similar. I think it was. Let me look. Yeah, it was called the Andrew Jackson School, or something along those lines, something around the president. And they changed it to the Martin Luther King Jr. School, which is kind of in my opinion, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Not that I have a problem with it, like as them as people, but it's just weird. Why would they feel the need? Why did they feel the need to change it? Is what bugs me. But at the same time, also, it's just the name of a school, so there's not really a sense in getting super worked up over it.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying about the Gulf of America versus Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, on a large scale, there might not have been an immediate need to change it to the Gulf of America, but also it's just the name. Trump didn't say we're changing it to the Gulf of America and you can't use it anymore. You know, there's still.
If you say Gulf of Mexico, you'll be imprisoned.
No, I'm saying like a Mexico being able to use it to transport goods. They're still able to.
Oh yeah.
Mexico's still able to use it. Nothing's changing except for the words on paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't even have to call it that if they don't want to. It's just kind of weird that they're trying to sue Google for, like, don't try to sue Google. Leave Google out of it. Google is just changing it based off of what's accurate. And what's accurate at the moment via government documents, as stated by the President of the United States, is that it is now known as the Gulf of America. Google isn't like, oh, well, I'm going to change it because I don't like Mexico. No, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I think it is a little bit silly.
Well, it's just like, I think it's a little hypocritical. Just overall, how they'll try to change names here and there. I think in the inauguration, I brought up mountain a little earlier because I remember they were talking about a mountain in Alaska, and how it was something else before. Then they changed it to like a native name. So it's just kind of.
Yeah, I know the big one was the Redskins, the football team, I believe. Very similar.
Oh, yeah. So it's just like, you can get mad for Trump trying to change Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, but at the same time, like, your side is also done changing names.
That's true.
So.
And again, also, Trump isn't entirely in the wrong. He's not just doing it for fun. He's doing it because he feels that, and I believe statistically it is correct, that America functions out of it more than Mexico does. Not functions out of it, but uses it to transport goods. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was his boat. That was his reasoning, and I think that it's true. I mean, again, it's not like it's stopping Mexico from doing anything. It's not like America's gaining more access to it. Nothing's changing in that regard, other than the words on a screen and on paper.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a hill to die on.
Yeah, and another weird thing is it's not even changed. Google didn't even change it in Mexico.
Yeah,
they're suing American Google for doing something only in America, just because. Just because they didn't like it. I don't know. It's strange. I digress. Anything else you'd like to say on the matter?
Don't freak out, guys.
Yeah, calm down.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. It's not war worthy, which is, I don't think she's directly said war or hinted at it, but she has hinted at a civil conflict, which can escalate, but still.
Does Mexico even have like a strong navy?
I'm not sure. I don't know how a war between Mexico and America would more than likely not end well for Mexico, just due to the sheer size of the American military. I believe we have and still have the largest military budget and all that. I don't think it would end well.
By far.
Yes. Same with up in Canada. What's going on right there up in Canada where I don't remember exactly what was happening. Something along the lines of it becoming a state, or was it something with I don't remember.
What city?
Up in Canada, was it were they trying to make Canada a united state, or were they trying to just do certain spots and it escalated to state?
With Canada?
Yeah, with Canada. I can't remember exactly how that unfolded.
Wait, are you talking about the 51st state thing?
Yes. Was it just because they wanted it to be a state? America wanted Canada to be a state, or did America want something from Canada and Canada said no?
I think it may have been just like Trudeau's incompetent leadership.
Yeah.
And like how it started with the whole with him saying, "Oh yeah, we'll slap tariffs on Canada, and if you can't handle it, join the U.S."
Yeah. And did we figure out how that ended? Like, has it been settled, or is it still ongoing at the moment? Like,
there were 2 tariffs that were paused. I forgot on who.
well,
It might have been. I know one was Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico's tariffs were paused because.
Was Canada the other one? I can't remember.
There may have just been both for Mexico.
No, wait. I think there was something with Canada. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'll look
Canada.
it up. Because I remember Mexico, it was something with the tariffs. They were threatening them. It was because of they wanted the Coast Guard on the border or something along those lines. They wanted some sort of military force on the border. And Claudia, the president over there, was like, no, we don't want that. And then Trump did something. And she was like, okay, we'll actually allow you to do that. Or no, and then they were like, oh, we'll just do the tariffs anyway. And she was able to delay them. Oh, I might just be making stuff up. Let me just look. You look at the Canada one. I'll look at the.
I think the troops at the border was the Mexico one.
Yes. So it looks like. It says here, U.S. and Mexico agreed to delay tariffs for 1 month after talking. So days after announcing a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, Donald Trump agreed to delay them for 1 month. Oh, so it was both of them. This article covers it. So Trump wanted a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, but he ended up delaying them for 1 month after leaders from Canada and Mexico announced moves to ramp up security at their borders. So Trump basically was like, hey, I want security ramped up at the borders. It's too open. Mexico and Canada were like, no, thank you. We don't want that. Trump was like, okay, here's a tariff for 25% on imports. Unless you ramp up security. And so they ramped up security. So he delayed it for 1 month. It's because, so Trump soon posted as well, focusing on fentanyl. So he's worried about the import of fentanyl illegally over the border, essentially, which is completely understandable. I believe it's considered like it's a pretty big thing right now. It's a crisis, all coming in from over the border. That's what he wanted to stop by increasing security. Because if there's high security, nobody's going to want to be transporting illegal drugs. So he ended up pausing both tariffs for a 30-day period to see whether or not a final economic deal with Canada can be structured. And it looks like Mexico is reinforcing its northern border with 10,000 members of the country's National Guard to address drug trafficking from Mexico into the U.S., particularly fentanyl. So then, yeah. Man, I'm starting to get the feeling that this Claudia Mexico, president of Mexico lady, it does not like Trump very much.
No.
she does not seem to be a fan. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, it's wild. It is a little bit weird to me that she didn't want to up security on her own borders because of all the drug. That's actual people dying. What is she what is she gaining? What is she losing by having the borders reinforced directly? It's baffling that she would rather let tons of illegal substances into another country than throw some people over there to reinforce it. It baffles me.
Yeah.
It baffles me.
Yeah, they're I mean, it's weird also because like you kind of think of sometimes I just think about like how they're even like still like it's funny to think about like how they have like a government, a president, and all their government, and also like combating the cartel at the same time.
Oh yeah, and I believe Trump also just officially recognized I feel like it was too long. Officially recognized
We should have done that like
the cartel as a
time
terrorist organization. Yeah, a long time ago. Like
Yeah.
they do some pretty messed up stuff, especially in not only in Mexico but here as well. It's not just in Mexico. It's
they operate, and I'm sure that's part of like the reason and the motive why to get more strict on the border.
Oh yeah,
because I mean they do
cartel.
Awful things.
It's a serious problem, and they're making a lot of money off of these awful things that they're doing. I'm surprised they haven't been caught for. I'm surprised a lot more of them haven't been caught for tax evasion and stuff like that. They must have the laundering down very well for them not to have been busted yet. Like the Italian mafia, a lot of the big heads there. That's what they got on.
Al Capone.
Yes, specifically.
Well, I think it's just
Capone.
it's just their strength. I mean, they're.
That's true.
I mean,
the police won't even stop some of them.
They go against the actual army.
Yes, exactly, and hold their own. Like it's not good.
Yeah,
about time they got recognized.
But they a lot of weapons and numbers. I mean,
a lot of numbers.
The mafias were all intelligence mostly based.
Yeah, they were more
just
like
how everything operating.
Yeah, they were less on the streets, more higher class. Like you could have like a mafia member working in the government and not really know. Whereas the cartel, they don't care.
Corrupt them all.
Just unabashedly doing crimes.
Yeah, but it's just funny how I undoubtedly the cartels have more power than the actual government in Mexico.
Yes, and that is they've definitely infiltrated it in a way.
Oh yeah. But I mean, hopefully we see that come to an end.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
But
it's a mess. It's all a mess. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I remember. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was a video of people like saying how like Trump shouldn't have done that. Declared the cartel a terrorist group, and how like messy with the cartel is. It's just like off limits, and just like I just think it's funny how you have
like, don't mess with the cartel. You're with your military. Like, yeah, that's kind of weird. I wouldn't be concerned about angering the cartel when you have the entire United States military on your side. Now,
yeah, I mean, like being like a regular civilian in the middle of nowhere in Mexico, you definitely should be terrified.
Yes, but Trump,
I'm sorry.
I don't think Trump has any reason to be scared of them with the amount of protection he has. How many assassination attempts has he survived? Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah,
at least 3, I think, 2 or 3. Direct, that were spoken. I remember. Wasn't the Cybertruck exploding supposed to be, or was going to be one as well? There's a malfunctioning bomb.
I believe so.
In front of his building, yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Or no, was that a different one?
I think Yeah, there's not been that many. That's how.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
people just are not a fan of the president right now. A lot of people are not. A lot of people are, but a lot of people are not. Which
Yeah.
is which is sad. I mean, it should be the country should be united. You know what I mean? These
Yeah.
people should not be out here just hating on Trump simply because he's president. I don't know. I think it's
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah, me too. But what I was gonna say, I just think it's funny how, you have I mean, they are powerful, definitely, but like you have just a lot of people usually like, assault weapons, bullying, like straight up just civilians, families,
Yeah.
people just like common people, and then you have, stealth bombers and
Yeah, exactly.
F-35s, like
Yeah. Oh no.
Black Hawks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like military grade bulletproof vests and ballistic shields. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Moving on.
Crazy.
I got some would you rather questions for us. That's a nice little segue.
All right.
I need
get
to.
into
I might edit it into this episode. From now on, we'll see. I'm gonna just. I should make like an intro for the would you rather questions.
Oh,
Like mid episode.
like a song.
Yeah, like a little.
Like a game show kind
yeah,
of
a little
thing.
jingle because our segues from these like
Like
really
Wheel Forge.
really sad government and political issues and news articles just to these like silly would you rather questions. We need
All right.
Yeah, we need something. We need a song or something.
Like with Julio.
Yes.
Rip.
Rest in
Or
peace.
not
Julio.
Rip, but
Well.
wait,
Oh, rest in peace.
he
Julio.
didn't die, right?
His heart died.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah,
moving on to. I feel so bad, but at the same time, it's objectively hilarious. Okay, not him, not his situation, but the segueing is. Okay,
Yeah.
first up here. Are you ready? Also, don't forget, viewers, write in your answers, and we'll read you. We'll read them if we ever get them. I know we say that we never read them because nobody ever writes in. All right.
Yeah, guys.
Come on, guys. Slackers. Would you rather have shark gills or a giraffe's neck?
Shark skills.
I agree. I think
So what would you do with a giraffe's neck? Just long. Just duck down to get through doors. What kind of questions?
Okay. Not a lot of debate on that one. I would much rather be able to breathe underwater than be.
Wait, why does it say shark skills specifically? Are they any different?
That's a good question, actually. They might be different. Because there's like some sort of downside, like. Well, wait. Would that make it so you can't
They're
breathe?
sensitive,
Okay.
I know that.
Would that make it so you can't breathe on land, though?
It just says
Shark gills.
gills. I don't think.
Well, their gills is how they breathe, so you wouldn't be able to breathe.
Well, yeah, but I think you could have lungs and gills. I think. Are there any animals where?
No, it's there's no animals that have both. I would think every animal is one or the other. I know in fiction they'll display that as you can have gills and lungs. The deep.
Oh, it says yes.
Yes.
Lungfish are the only fish to have both gills and lungs.
So they can breathe on land and in water?
I suppose so, but I mean,
That's terrifying. Imagine they get like robot suits.
well, I mean,
they'd be unstoppable.
But their body is just designed to swim.
Yeah,
I
they'd
mean,
be
it's not
useless on land. But
unless they do have legs. Well, also, wait, I don't know if amphibians, if they just hold their breath really long, or they could actually just live.
Dolphins just hold their breath really long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know.
Dolphins, they breathe above
I
water.
think they do.
They breathe
it's
oxygen
'cause-
and then they just hold it, and then they have to go back up every now and then.
Amphibian, it like I remember learning this just something randomly just ingrained in my brain, but like it makes sense because like when something's ambiguous, like it could be both ways interpreted.
Yeah.
But I know like it comes from like the prefix, but also same with amphibian. meaning it could be land and
That's
water.
true. Okay, so
I think it
like
is
a frog,
possible.
like a frog, for example.
Yeah, a frog.
A frog can't breathe underwater,
salamander.
but it lives in the water.
I think it can actually.
They can breathe underwater.
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
I think it
they're
depends on the
tadpoles
frog.
to begin with.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Can frogs breathe underwater?
I know that they have to keep their skin moist or they'll dry out, like worms.
Yes, frogs can breathe underwater using their skin, but they can also drown if there isn't enough oxygen in the water. Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
So, like,
so they can't go very deep then, because that's what scuba gear does.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
No, not scuba gear. Scuba gear, you have a tank. There's something where you can filter the oxygen out. Maybe not. Maybe not yet. Maybe they need to make that. If you're a scientist, make that.
Or take out the hydrogen, just the oxygen.
Yes. So okay. So then, yeah, back to the question. Would these shark gills make it so you can do both, or would it be one or the other? Because one or the other would make it more interesting. You'd have to consider the giraffe because you don't want to swim in the water, live in the water.
I would say yeah, because I've just imagined like they're just gills on your. Then you could just go underwater and.
I personally automatically imagined both, but I could see the argument that it's just one. Let's just say both.
It doesn't say replaced.
That's true. Let's just say both. Okay. Then yeah, still shark gills.
But the funny thing about that is that if I'm not wrong, you could still drown by having your head in the water. Because it would have to go in through.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's weird.
Someone like holds your feet over.
I'm gonna. Well, no. Oh, well, yeah, because you can't. Well, you would think gills would be able to breathe to just intake the oxygen in the same way.
I don't know, because
if you have the same lungs,
never thought of
then
it
it's
like
feeding through the same thing. I imagine the gills would just filter the water out and only let oxygen through to your lungs, which would mean above water you could just get straight oxygen into your lungs. If you still have the same lungs but different gills.
I don't know if it works that way. I mean, I know like.
So then what? So then what? You just have to focus on not breathing through your gills when you're above water. Like you have to
Well,
manually
I think it's like a both thing. You just have to get it in somehow.
That's so confusing. I still pick shark gills, but man, right in your take.
Oh wait, well, what would happen if you were swimming but your head was above water? You were taking in the gills while you're breathing. Would you get more?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I don't know.
You get extra air. You could pick.
Yes. What if that like increases your stamina or something?
Yes, you can just go forever.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to the next question. This is a good one. Which would you rather have doubled in size? Your hands or your feet? Doubled.
Doubled. So it's a big hand.
It's a big hand, but it's also really big feet. Unless you just have small feet in proportion to your body. Like some people I know have that.
You have to wear like clown shoes.
Well, I mean, personally, I would pick hands because I don't wear gloves very often, and I feel like that would be really convenient.
Could you imagine slapping someone?
Yeah, exactly. You could just grab their head, like no. Yeah, you could carry so much more. I feel like I would pick. I feel like hands would be much more beneficial than feet. Feet, I feel like you'd have to find bigger shoes and socks. You'd probably be tripping over them. If you wouldn't be able to like tiptoe as easier because you'd still cover a large distance.
Would it be like the same proportion to your arm, or you just have like a big,
just a big hand,
with like a smaller?
Like I'd imagine
arm.
from the wrist on, everything is double the size. So your hand
It'd
is
be
bigger,
hard to
your fingers
fingers.
are fatter. I mean, you'd probably eventually your muscles would be able to.
You get used to it, but like
But still, I think it'd be more convenient if you master it. You could hold so much
you
more in your
imagine
hand.
typing.
Oh, I'll just grab one handful of this. That's okay. Typing would be hard, yeah. You'd have to probably get a custom keyboard. Because your fingers would be so much fatter, too.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be interesting. I have big hands.
Computer.
I have big hands, I've been told.
You already have big.
I already have big hands, so my hands would be ginormous. But like you said, imagine slapping somebody or punching somebody.
Yeah, just get into like boxing. You just have big hands and just a normal body.
Or there's a guy who arm wrestles. I've seen him, and he has ginormous hands. I'll pull up a picture.
Would that make you really stronger though? It's not like your biceps.
I would say it would make
increase.
you stronger simply because of Oh my
Supporting?
gosh, his hand's ginormous.
But
Yeah, simply because of supporting. Here, I'll send this here and I'll show our viewers real quick. Switch. There we go. All right, so look at this guy's hands, viewers. This guy's hand is ginormous in comparison. He just has a really, really big hand.
I feel like he could like wrap around my entire head.
Oh yeah,
And just pick me
easily.
up.
I saw him handshake a guy once. The other guy's hand just disappeared. It was just gone. Oh.
You're just inside the entire thing.
Yeah, that's how it would be though. You'd have just a huge hand.
I wonder if it's like harder to move.
He made his career arm wrestling, which is
Look at his arms though.
Yeah. Oh, here's a picture of him holding a beer bottle. This is bonkers. Look at this, viewers. Take a peek at that. That's insane.
Man. Makes it look tiny.
For the audio listeners, look up. His name is Jeff Dabe. So Jeff, common spelling, and then Dabe is his last name. The biggest hands in arm wrestling. If you just look up that, you'll see it. I think he's fairly well known. You've probably seen him before if you're familiar with competitive arm wrestling. But his hands are ginormous. The gif you sent.
Yes.
Okay. Move it. So wait, what'd you pick? Feet or hands?
I don't know. I feel like both would have. I don't know. I feel like it could be really inconvenient just having those big of hands. Everything like made big for.
Oh yeah.
I almost want to see
But
like.
the feet would be more inconvenient because, like, imagine driving cars.
I mean, you use your. Oh yeah, that's true.
You'd have to
Well,
buy.
you use your hands for like nearly everything.
That's true. But again, once you master it,
I don't know.
and like with your feet, shoes and socks, you couldn't just buy normal shoes because they're double in width too.
Oh, that's true. Just well, what is?
Whereas hands, you can just be
Shaquille.
like, look, I got these big old hands, and then
I
like
look at Shaquille O'Neal's.
Shaquille O'Neal's feet are
Jesus.
enormous. I think he's like a size like 19 or 18, if I'm not mistaken.
He's size 22.
22. Oh my gosh, it's even bigger than I was expecting. I'm size 12, so he's like 10 sizes above me.
I forgot my size. I always forget. Yeah, I think it's around. Might be around 10.
Okay.
I forget. But yeah, they just buy his size shoes all the time.
Yes, you'd have to. So wait, yeah, which one do you pick?
If what's something you could specialize in career-wise if you did have big hands?
Arm wrestling, slap fighting, any of those sports.
I don't know if I want. I would want to do this.
Imagine like MMA or boxing. Like imagine being part of the UFC with just ginormous hands, or imagine big feet like kickboxing.
Yeah, that would. Or I got an idea. what if you start gambling and then almost like cover your hands and then like see like I'm a small person and then just like
I bet you my
$100
hands,
I can
my hands are bigger than yours. No way.
or challenge them to an arm wrestling. I bet you $1,000 I could beat you. Just go to a really big guy.
Yeah.
And just a big hand.
Well, the problem is that you still have to have a strong arm. Like your big hand wouldn't entirely save you. If they're strong enough, they can still beat you in an arm wrestle.
Well, that's why I just have to work on my biceps.
Yes, exactly. Or like you could just join the circus. You could be like a freak. Look at my big hands for money. I'll let you touch them for extra money. I'll hold your child in the palm of my hand for a picture like Santa. Or
I don't know.
we referenced this. We referenced the correct terminology in the last episode, but you could like throw little people. I know that is an actual sport. It's called midget throwing. You could do that professionally.
It's hilarious.
That is hilarious
to think about.
It is, but you could throw them like a baseball.
Yeah. Or I could just have those big feet and become a clown.
Yes. I feel like more people would notice your hands than your feet. So if you didn't want it to be noticed, feet. But at the same time, I feel like they would hear it. Or they would still notice.
Hear it?
They just hear poof, poof, poof as you're walking towards.
Yes.
Imagine
my
clapping
enormous feet.
with your giant hands. Yes. I wonder if it'd be louder. It's ridiculous.
Just like loud booms.
It's crazy to think about. Okay, so which one do you pick? I pick hands.
Probably feet, because I don't want it to be like a big thing. Like, just like making a big deal.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, I don't want it to be like something noticed. I don't know, just... It would be kind of funny just walking around with big feet.
Yes. You could play soccer.
Yeah.
Or football for our other viewers.
Our British viewer.
Yeah. We have one British viewer. Shout out to you, British viewer. Yeah. You know who you are. And if we have more, we're not aware of them. And email us and just say, I'm British. And we'll be like, we have 2 British viewers. Or, don't. Okay, moving on to the next would you rather question. wait, what'd you pick? You picked feet officially?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Feet.
Would you rather would you rather have all of your shoes constantly full of spaghetti or have your socks wet all the time?
wait, shoes filled with spaghetti or socks wet?
So you put your foot in your shoe, you got spaghetti squeezing out the sides, no matter what.
Or you get trench foot from.
Yeah, but it doesn't say you have to wear socks all the time.
That's true. I'll just wear sandals.
Yeah, but I guess even if you wore sandals and you pick the spaghetti one, the sandals would be full of spaghetti. I don't know how that would work, but it wouldn't be pleasant. However, it would work.
Yeah, I guess you just don't have to wear socks.
Bonus question I just thought of. Would you rather have your shoes constantly filled with spaghetti or constantly filled with mashed potatoes?
Wait, is it like just spaghetti or is it like with the sauce?
With the sauce too. No meatballs. With the sauce. And
that'd be mess.
It would. It'd be so messy.
Still be messy with mashed potatoes.
It'd be worse with mashed potatoes, I would say. But I don't know though, because I guess sauce can get pretty messy. So.
I think I would say spaghetti without the sauce and with the sauce, I would go mashed potatoes.
That's fair. That's very valid. I would go.
Or does that have gravy with the mashed potatoes too?
I'd go spaghetti on the mashed potatoes question, and I would go wet socks on the other one.
Yeah, I might have to go wet socks. I just won't wear socks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just have all your socks wet all the time. So I guess you just don't have to wear socks.
That's true. Yeah. You just go, yeah. Even in like tennis shoes, you could just not wear socks. Just get blisters.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next one. This one is less of like a hard question and more of just an interesting concept. Would you rather have coffee come out of your nose every time you sneeze or have bacon as fingernails? So what's interesting to me about this is sneeze, the coffee is just going to go everywhere. Like you're not going to be able to contain that. Bacon as fingernails. Your fingernails regrow.
Yeah.
So you could trim it off and eat it. Or just chew them off.
Isn't floppy fingernails?
That's true. They would be fluffy. But you could just keep them short.
Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just
it would be
it's
uncomfortable.
just an observation.
But think about it. You could have infinite bacon. Or coffee mess every time you sneeze. Which I feel like it would be really hard to contain because it's not just going to just fall out. It's going to go everywhere like a sneeze, I would imagine. So I feel like that would be much more inconvenient than bacon as fingernails. I feel like would be really cool.
I feel like with the coffee sneezing one, I feel like it'd be like one of those things where it's just like you like think about how cool it is, and then you like try to like contain it each time.
Yeah, it just gets
and
everywhere.
then you just gotta like
imagine it's hot coffee, like boiling hot.
Well, then you just
sneeze on somebody, burn them.
Oh yeah, but what if like like your nose starts burning just
like
having it
build up? I personally bacon as fingernails 100%, but I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Infinite bacon whenever you want.
I feel like you just like would stop caring about the coffee thing. Just say at one point you just like
you just start sneezing.
Like you try to contain it at first.
Yeah, you'd be like, this is realistic.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's just a thing you live with. Whereas bacon, you can like use to your advantage. Oh, I'm kind of hungry. Let me just chew my fingernail for a quick protein snack.
Well, I wonder how fast they grow. If it's a normal.
I wonder if toenails are included too.
It just has fingernails.
It just has fingernails, but it's the same material, I think. I don't think there's a difference besides location. I think it's the same thing that a rhino's horn is made of.
Oh, really?
For you. Yeah, same material.
I feel like it would just be. But if it was fingernails too, it'd be kind of. I guess you'd cut it off, but I was just imagining like having your feet over your head, just like chewing on your own feet.
You let it get all long and floppy. You just like a fruit by the foot, just lower it into your mouth like spaghetti.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be kind of gross if it's like greasy.
Yeah,
your fingers would always smell like bacon, which is not a bad thing at all.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, I like the bacon one. I think that would be. I want that now. Like I don't. This isn't like a bad.
It's not like a would you rather.
Yeah, this is like you press the button and you get it. Like yes, I'm pressing the button.
Yeah. Well, I hope it would grow fast because I don't want to. Usually my fingernails take a little while to get.
Mine aren't
a few weeks
fast. Yeah,
like get a little bit there.
That's fair.
But
if it grows faster,
that'd be cool. Like
you could just solve world hunger if you wanted. Or never be hungry.
Just let people eat off your fingers.
Yes. Come and eat off my fingernails, peasants.
What if it like grew by the hour? Or you just wake up every morning and just have like a long strips?
Then it would get in the way though, because then you'd be like, oh, sorry, I have to go eat my fingernail real quick. I'll be right back.
You just like
toenails too, also growing by the hour.
Hey, does anybody want any bacon?
Yeah. Who wants a bite?
Tear it off.
Oh, I wonder if it would hurt, like if you cut too short.
Oh, probably.
That'd be
bacon hangnails.
Yeah. Oh.
Ugh.
You
I
get
think
too
those
hungry.
are just really. Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be weird. Yeah, I do pick.
I wonder how it would grow.
But yeah, like I said, that one's not a tough one. It's just a really interesting concept. If any of our viewers have bacon as fingernails, write in and tell us or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us all these answers.
Yes. Answer our questions for us.
Yeah.
And we will just trust you wholeheartedly. We won't even confirm.
Yeah.
Moving on. Would you rather eat a block of butter or drink cooking oil right now, if you had to pick one? Cooking oil, you just chug a bottle of cooking oil, or you eat an entire block of cold butter.
I don't think cooking oil would taste good.
No, but butter would make you feel like you're going to vomit eventually. I would imagine. It's pretty thick.
I would choose butter, 100%.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
Butter tastes good.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Would you rather? This one's a little bit tougher. Would you rather know your future or be able to change your past? Now, here's the thing that I've thought about this, right? The changing your past thing, okay? Say you change it and obviously
Wait,
it would
change your past?
Yes,
or
your
change
past.
like anything in the past?
Your personal past. So say you change something in your personal past, then you will obviously feel the differences because something will be different because you're changing it. So my thought is if you change it and you don't like what happened, you can just change it back. Because you can change your past infinitely. So there's really no con.
Change it once.
Yeah, you could just like say you don't like what happens, you can just keep going back. But the problem is that I've thought of is what if you change it and in the alternate past that you changed it to, you die. You wouldn't be able to know that. So you would just kill yourself immediately, unintentionally. Because you wouldn't be able to know how your past self would act in a different situation. So you could unintentionally die or cause somebody you know to die just by changing the past.
Wait, is it changing like your actions or just something that happened to you?
Let's say your actions, like how you handled certain situations. For example, if you hesitated on doing something, you could go back and make yourself actually do it. But it could be risky because what if you hesitating saved your life and then you making yourself go in and doing it, you die, and then that's it. Like you wouldn't be able to know what changing it would do. So I think it's really a risky power to have. But
I guess just avoid any big situations like that.
True.
But it makes
it really brings up some things like what could have been different and how bad it could be or how good it could be. Like you'll never know. And if it's too bad, there's no way to change it back.
Yeah.
But also, even if you have that power, you don't have to use it. And I would rather go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. No, I was just thinking, do you like is it just like you like just change it or you go back and then like redo and then you come back to the present?
I imagine you change it and then you just see what's different now. Like you can just be like, "Oh, I'm thinking about changing it," and it changed. Oh, now I'm in a completely different place because of what I changed. That's what I guess
that is risky because
it is super risky. I would take that personally because I don't want to know my future. I would take that and I just wouldn't use it. Because it doesn't say you have to. It just says you have the power to. I would take it and I would not use it, except for maybe like minor things. Like if I stub my toe, I just go back and be like, oh, I'm going to make it so I didn't stub my toe just now. But I wouldn't use it all willy-nilly because of the risk. But also, I don't really want to know my future. I'd rather just let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably use it for like very low-key things.
Me too. If I did use it, that's what I would do.
Yeah. The thing about knowing your future is that, well, A, it's gonna happen, but B, like I've seen it in movies or TV shows where like knowing their future caused whatever their future was. For example, like, oh, someone's gonna die, but then like you doing something trying to prevent their death actually was the reason
Yes,
they died, for example.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess you could just end up not. Yeah, it's so weird. It's all I just wouldn't want to know my future at all. And it doesn't say you get to choose. It says you just know it. So as soon as you pick this answer, you're just knowing everything that's going to happen. I wouldn't want that personally. I would rather have the option to use my power, but not. Or like you said, use it for very minor things.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like
oh, I really wanted to buy that thing, but now it's out of stock. I should have bought it back then. Like, oh, I bought it back then. Guess what?
Yeah. I think things like that would be appropriate to use. I would never use it for like any like life or death situation. Like try to like.
Yeah, because too many unknowns. It's risky. Too much of a gamble, in my opinion.
It's risky for like any like deaths kind of related thing.
Unless you fully know what would have happened, I wouldn't. And even then, it's still risky. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't use it for anything crazy, but I would definitely take that option.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Cause yeah, I mean, anything like in a specific situation where like someone could have died, or if they did die, I mean.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if you change it, something bad could have happened.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky one because a lot of possibilities.
Oh yeah.
So
I would pick it, but I wouldn't use it for anything crazy.
Yeah, and another thing about knowing your future is that like it kind of like takes the fun out of like making your own future in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And again, I don't want the knowledge of what's going to happen. Even if I can change it, I still wouldn't want to. I would just want to let it run out, personally.
Or you could change your own future.
Yeah,
no, that's not one of the things, but that'd be better.
Yeah, that would be better. But I would rather. I'm picking change your past for the sole reason that I don't want to know my future. Like not because I would want to abuse the power of changing my past, just because I don't want the other option. And also, like I said, it would be convenient for certain things.
Yeah, certain
things. Yeah. Like, oh, I should have stopped for a coffee back there. I was not going to be one for 5 miles. Haha, guess what? Coffee in my hand.
But I wonder how it would be like with the knowing your future. Would it just be like an instant, like everything till death?
Yes, I would imagine so.
Or
I'd imagine you just know everything.
Would it? Well, it would be kind of cool, like if you were like, or like almost like if something was gonna happen, you're like, oh, I want to know what's gonna happen in this day. Or
that's true. I would like it.
Or what if?
I'd be okay with it like that, but knowing everything immediately, I don't like that idea.
No, me neither. I hate that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know how I died and whatnot. That would not be enjoyable to me.
Yeah, but I mean, with the knowing your future doesn't really benefit you. It's just knowledge.
Yeah,
I mean, like if it happened, it's gonna happen. Like
right. And also, I would fear that it would change certain things about me. Like I would act differently, or something along those lines. I don't know if I would, but I expect that to happen. So I would be nervous about that, and I would maybe live my life differently than I would have, even though I'm going to have the same result regardless. I would rather just live my life not knowing what's going to happen and then have it go to whatever end it's going to go to, than, oh, I missed out on these things because I was paranoid because all I could think about was how it's going to end. Personally.
Yes.
But
yes, I agree.
Yes. Anything else you'd like to say on the topic?
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I like in the sense that I don't want, like, I would choose the other option not because I want that, but because like I wouldn't want to know my future.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I'd probably just use it rarely.
Me too. Again, and just for very minor stuff that's not life changing.
Yeah.
Just convenient to me. I just use it selfishly.
Yes.
All right, let's see here. Looks like we're about an hour and a half in. Pretty good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you for watching or listening to the Timeout Corner Podcast. We will try to be more consistent unless we forget again. Don't forget to check out all of the links, I guess, or whatever, and all that. And thank you for listening if you made it this far. And goodbye.
Goodbye.